The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th Canto, 1st Chapter, text number 37, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on June 3rd, 1976, in Los Angeles.
Sukadeva Gosvami Jamadutaiste Vasudeva Karina Tan Pratruchu Prahasya Ilam Meghunirhagayagira. In this verse, the word Vasudeva Karina, Vasudeva Krishna, Vasudeva Ukto. Ukta means what is said by Vasudeva. Ukta means what is spoken by Vasudeva, Krishna. Vasudeva Ukta Karina. They will do that, that's all. This is devotee. There is no difficulty to become devotee. At once you can become a devotee, within a second. They ask something, sometimes, that how long it will take to become a devotee. It will take 1 second. How? Vasudeva Uktakarina. You simply accept that whatever Vasudeva says, you will do. That's all. Vasudeva says so many things. Vasudeva says to Arjuna, then you fight. So if you accept, yes, I will fight, then you become devotee. But Arjuna denied, no, Krishna, I will not fight. So that is our disease. Our whole disease is there. As soon as we agree to accept the words of Krishna, we are liberated immediately. We are immediately in the Vaikuntha. And as soon as we deny, immediately we are in Maya. Krishna bhuliya jeev bhogavancha kare, pasate maya tari japodiya dhare. Two things are there. If you deny to keep yourself in the light, then go to the darkness. And if you deny to keep yourself in the darkness, then go to the light. Two things are side by side. If you agree to act according to Vasudeva's instruction, his order, then you are immediately liberated person. And if you do not, then you are immediately under illusion, maya. This is wanted. Liberation, but it is very difficult to accept the position that I shall do whatever Vasudeva says. Immediately our life becomes very clear and happy, not only happy in this life, but also next life. Saptadeham punarjanmanaiti mameti kaunta. If we accept simply to obey the words of Vasudeva, this is so simple, but we are so unfortunate that we do not accept. Especially in this age, mandas mandamatayo mandabhagya. In this age, people in general, they are all bad. Manda. Manda means bad. Nobody is good. Because everyone is in ignorance, the modes of ignorance, that is bad. Or little upward in the modes of passion. Rajastama bhava. And the best part, this platform in this material world is goodness. Satogun, Rajagun, Tamagun. There are three modes of material nature. goodness, passion and ignorance. Those who are in ignorance, they are animals, animal platform. Those who are in passion, Kurmi platform. And those who are in goodness, the Jnani platform. But our aim is to transcend in the Jnani platform. Not to remain in the platform of ignorance, not to remain in the platform of passion, and not to remain even in the platform of goodness. That is transcendental. That is transcendental. Just like gopis are going to Krishna at dead of night, at midnight, and how they are going, Krishna is playing the flute and gopis are running, and giving up all their engagement in the family. Somebody was lying with her husband, somebody was engaged in the kitchen, somebody was taking care of the children, so on, so on. But they left everything and went to Krishna. This is transcendental. When we go to Krishna consciousness, giving up everything, that is transcendental. Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam saranam. So, this word is very important word. Vasudeva karinam. A devotee has nothing to do anything more except to execute the order of Krishna. That is transcendental. They do not know what is transcendental. Transcendental meditation means to think of Krishna always. That is transcendental. That is said in the Bhagavad Gita. Yoginam api sarvesam madhvata antaratmana sadhyavan bhajate jumang samijuktudo. Who is the first class yogi? Krishna says, that person who is always thinking of me, yoginam api sarvesam. There are many varieties of yogi. But this person who is thinking of me, he has no more to think any other thing. Yoginam api sarvesam madgata antaratmana. Within the core of the heart, he is thinking of Krishna. It is the ideal transcendental meditation and meditation. It has become a medicine now. To become fatty, to have more power for sex. It is not meditation, but medicine. This is one tale. Yoginam api sarvesam madgata antaratmana. That is the supermost, topmost position of yogi. Annavilasya sunnam jnana karmadhanabhutam. In this material world, the jnana bhumika or the modes of goodness, that is very estimated. So, transcending that position also. Karma is your position, karmi. The child is this time. Jnana karma dhanabhritam anukullena krishnanushilanam. Simply remain prepared how to execute the order of Krishna. Anukullena. Krishna says this, now I must do it. That is Vasudeva Gosvami. Ukta means whatever he says. So the Krishna conscious life is not very difficult. It is very easy. In 1 second, if he agrees, yes, Krishna, whatever you say, I shall do. That Arjuna did at last. after hearing the whole Bhagavad Gita, when Krishna inquired from him, now what is your decision? Krishna never interferes with your decision. You can do that. Krishna will not interfere with you. But Krishna said that if you want actually happiness, liberation, then follow what I say. That is Krishna's request. As we are sovereign, Krishna can order that you must do it. That Krishna does not say. Kuru, he says, Sarvadharman parityajya mamekam saranam broja. You do it. He doesn't say you must. That is your option. You can deny it. And that is going on. Krishna is instructing everything perfectly. But why people are not doing? That is his discretion. That Krishna gives always. After teaching Bhagavad Gita thoroughly, he asks Arjuna, now Arjuna, I have spoken to you everything. Now it is up to you to do it or not to do it. Jatha ichchasi, tatha kuru. Jatha ichchasi, whatever you like, you do. He doesn't force. But Arjuna, that is, means knowledge. Arjuna said, Nashto moha, my illusion is now over. Nashto moha sati labdha. Now I am remembering, I am memorizing my position. Tat prasadad, by your grace. Karishe vachananto. Now I shall act as it is. This is perfection. Whenever we decide that now we shall act as Krishna says, then our life is perfect. Vasudeva uktakarino. They are smiling. When the Jamadutas challenge them, that who are you? You look like very nice, coming from some very, very nice place. You are very well dressed and you are all young men and nicely dressed. Everything is, oh, why you are interfering with our business? So they were smiling. They are smiling because they knew their business. They knew their business. They have come to rescue Vajami by the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So they know their position, that we have come from the Supreme Controller. You cannot do any more this thing. That is your foolishness. They were smiling. What this foolish person are asking us questions. Our position is like that. Anyone who is preaching Krishna consciousness, you may protest against Krishna consciousness. We shall smile. That's all. We know our duty. We shall simply smile that what is nonsense people. We shall go on forward because we are carrying the order of Krishna. We shall be protected in every respect. Nobody can supersede our order. This is our position. So there is mine. What is nonsense of people? So, prana prattu prahasya, megha nirahada, just like cloud when sound, everything stops. Megha nirahada. So, the point is that those who are preaching Krishna consciousness, if they are strictly following Vasudeva Utto, whatever Vasudeva says, or the Vasudeva's representative has said, if he is simply prepared to carry out the order, then his position is very secure. His position is very secure. So, we are Krishna conscious men, or we are known as Hare Krishna men. Anyway, so, we are not manufacturing something imaginary. That is not our position. Vasudeva Ukta. We are simply executing what Vasudeva has spoken. That's all. So our task is very easy, because we haven't got to manufacture, tax our brain to create something nonsense. No. Our position is very clear. Krishna has said, Manmana bhavavad bhakta madhyaji mangalamasthuru. This is Krishna's word. So many things, these are important things. Krishna says that always think of me. So we are saying the same thing. My dear friend, my dear student, my dear son, chant Hare Krishna. Then you think of Krishna. Manmana. And who will chant Hare Krishna? Madhvakta. Unless one agrees to become a devotee of Krishna, why he will chant? Manmana bhava madhvakta. Marjaji, you worship me. That we have created this temple. Come on, worship Krishna. And mang namaskuru. And whoever comes to the temple, he offers obeisances. We teach how to offer obeisances as soon as we enter. This is our business. Very difficult. There is no difficult. Either you are learned, or a fool, or rich, or poor, or black, or white, or American, or Indian, or Hindu, Muslim, never mind. Take this lesson. You become perfect. So human society should take advantage of this movement and do these four things only. Manmana bhavamad bhakta madhyarima. Then what is it? Mame vaishyasya samsa. I guarantee you come back to home. By this way. Thank you very much.
The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th Canto, 1st Chapter, text number 38, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on June 4th, 1976, in Los Angeles.
Sri Vishnu Duta Uvaj Uchu Jiyam vai dharmarajasya jadi nigdesha karina brita dharmasya na satyam jat cha adharmasya lakshana. They challenge, the Jamadutas challenge, who are you interfering in our business? They have come to arrest him. So, before talking, the counter challenge was that you spoke that we are servants of Dharmaraj. See, it is his jurisdiction. This person is impious. So, this is the jurisdiction of Dharmaraj. He has to try the case and give him punishment. The criminal department, law and order. So you cannot interfere with us. Therefore the challenge is replied by Vishnu Duta that if you are actually representative of Dharmaraj, who tries the case of Dharma and Adharma, first of all explain what is Dharma and what is Adharma. This is very nice challenge. Suppose if somebody If you say that we are Krishna conscious persons, so one may challenge you, first of all explain what do you know about Krishna. That is quite natural. If you do not know about Krishna, you have no right to say that I belong to the Krishna consciousness movement. You have no right to say. So your position is like that. Simply, if you have a tilak and a kanthi, that does not mean that you belong to the Krishna consciousness movement. Any cheater can do that. He must know the philosophy. If one challenges, he must reply. Therefore, Bhaktivinoda Thakur has sung a song indicating these cheaters. He said, "Eo to ek kolir chala." Here is a servant of Koli. What kind of chala? Nake tilak, golaye mala. And he has got a tilak and golaye mala. That's all. He does not know what is the philosophy. If you do not know the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, if you simply mark your body with tilak and kanthi, then you are not proper servant. You are not qualified. So, tilak mala is necessary. Just like a policeman, a bogus man, if he dresses like a policeman, he is not policeman. He must know what is the police law, criminal law, who is to be punished, who is not to be punished, what is criminality, what is innocence, all these things he must know. So here is a very good challenge, that you are talking that you are the servant of Dharmaraj. I know Dharmaraj. It is not that, because they must know they are coming from Lord Vishnu, and they know that everyone is servant of Krishna. Ekola Ishwar Krishna Arasa Britto. Jare jaiche nachaye se taiche kare nritya. Chaitanya Chaitanya. The master is one, Krishna or God. There cannot be two masters. That is not possible. Of two gods. You cannot say, in our faith God is like this. That is nonsense. God is one. You cannot say, in our country gold is like this. No, gold is everywhere the same. Either in your country or my country, it doesn't matter. Gold is gold everywhere. You cannot say Christian gold, Muslim gold and Hindu gold. No. Similarly, you cannot say Hindu God, Muslim God, Christian God. No, God is one. Otherwise, there is no God. The definition of God is Eka Brahma Ditya Nasti. There cannot be any competitor of God. Just like nowadays so many rascals are coming, presenting, I am God. Oh, what kind of God you are? You must check before accepting one rascal as God. What is God? The description of God is there in the Shastra. Jasyaika nishasita kalamathavalamba jivanti loma vilaja jagadandanatha. That is God. While He is breathing, millions of universes are coming with exhaling. And when He is inhaling, billions of universes are going with Him. Can you show like that? That is also not original God. That is plenary expansion of God. Jasyaika nishasita kalamathavalamba jivanti loma vilaja jagadandanatha. Vishnu Mahanajaya Jasakala Abhisheka. This transaction is going on in the body of Mahavishnu. The material world is being created and annihilated. When there is exhaling, the universes are coming into existence. When there is inhaling, it is all finished. So this material world is like that. It is not permanent. Everyone got that experience. Your body, it has the beginning at a certain date from your father and mother. It stays for some time, it develops, it gives some byproducts, then it becomes old and it finishes. This is material body. Everyone knows it. Similarly, the whole cosmic manifestation, whatever seems so big thing, it may be very big thing, but the process is the same. Either you take the body of an ant, or you take the body of Brahmaji, or the process is the same, rules and regulations. Janma mrityu jara vyadhi. There is no change. So that is God. The God is producing by his exhaling, inhaling, so many universes. Why should you take such a cheap God? As soon as the God has got some toothache, he goes to the dentist and he's God. Don't take such cheap gods. We don't take. At least we Krishna conscious person. Just to accept Krishna God, Arjuna, he knew that Krishna is God. Therefore, he requested Krishna, my dear Krishna, can you show me your form, how you are universally working? And he showed his universal form, how it is working, that is described in the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Why? Arjuna knew from the very beginning that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. I am his servant. But either by Krishna's Yogamaya or Arjuna's humility, he played that my family is more important than yourself. He played like that. And at last he agreed that Parishe Vachanam Tava. So Krishna and Arjuna, they are teaching us by playing. Because Krishna can play with his devotee, not with others. Most confidential devotee. What he wants to teach. So Arjuna presented himself as ordinary human being. He is not ordinary human being. He is personal friend of Krishna. He cannot be bewildered, but he played the part of ordinary being. That I have got attachment with my family, why shall I kill them by your order? And what is this, what is that? So many, you know, Bhagavad Gita, there are questions and answers. And at last, Krishna said that, give up this foolishness, surrender unto me. So, agreed, Arjuna. That is perfect. That is perfect. So, yeah, the same thing. Krishna said, Krishna described what is the meaning of dharma. Here the question is, that if you are servant of Dharmaraj, then explain what is dharma and adharma. Dharma means religiosity and adharma means non-religiosity. What is adharma? Everything is, because this world is duality. If there is black, there is white. If there is good, there is bad. If there is a father, there is son. Otherwise there is no meaning of son. Father. I am father, bachelor daddy. No. If you are father, you must have a son. If you are a son, then you must have a father. If the son says, I dropped from the sky, how it is possible? This rascal says. There is no creator. How is that? There is no creator. First of all, prove that you have no creator. Your father has created. How you can say there is no creator? The silent, the rascal is silent. You are talking of there is no creator, but yourself you are created by your father. So these rascals are talking foolishly and other foolish persons are accepting them. But how we are not so intelligent. Our answer is that you say there is no creator, then how you are created? It may be we are rascals also, but this is our simple question. So this morning I was asking that why there is Sunday first and Monday second? Who can answer? Is there anyone in this meeting who can answer this simple question? Why all over the world everyone accepts Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Sombar, Mongolbar, Budbar, it is the same thing. There may be different language and Saturday is last. Why this arrangement? Who can answer? Is there anyone? I've asked this simple question to somebody. Even Swarup Damodar, our doctor, PhD, he has not yet answered. And I asked this question to Dr. Wolf also. He is not present here.
Someone has an answer.
You have got answer? That is your sentiment. Speak scientifically. Nowadays, these scientific days, you have to speak scientifically. Yes, that is it. Anyway, he has got the right to ask that you are representing Dharmaraj. First of all, explain what is Dharma. Then he shall understand that you are representative or order carrier or servant of Dharmaraj. That will be explained. So here in the Bhagavad Gita, we also can understand what is Dharma. This is the question and answer between Jamadut. But if you are serious student of Bhagavad Gita, we can understand what is Dharma. Krishna says in the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita, Jada jada hi dharma saglani bhavati bharata abhutthanam adharmasya. Just like this world is duality. If you are sick, that means you are not healthy. And if you are healthy, then you are not sick. Duality. There are two things, sickness and health. So if you are really religious, you are not religious. Non-religious, not non-religious, too negative, make one positive. So, two things are there, religiosity and non-religiosity. So, the duality. So, Krishna says two things. Jada jada hi dharma saglani bhavati. When there are discrepancies in the matter of executing religious principles. So there is religion. Jada jada hi dharma saglani. Glani means discrepancy. When there is discrepancies of religious principles and abhutthanam adharmasya, and the society is prominent in doing sinful activities, abhutthanam. If you are not religious, then there must be irreligious. Two things are there. If there is no light, it is darkness. If it is not darkness, there is light. Similarly, two things cannot go. Either you are a demon or you are Krishna conscious, godly. This is the conclusion. Do Bhutasabdo Loke, Daiva Asurevach. There are two kinds of men in this world. Not in this world, throughout the whole universe. Two kinds. No third. What is that? Daiva Asura Evacha. One is godly, another is demon. So what is the difference? Vishnu Bhakta Bhaved Daiva. Those who are devotees of the Supreme Lord, they are called demigods or godly. And Asurastad Viparjaya, and those who are opposite number, they are demons. So we have got two tests. One test is sufficient. If one is not devotee, if one is not Krishna conscious, he is a demon. Finish our conclusion. We simply ask whether you are Krishna conscious, whether you know Krishna. If he says, no, I don't know. I think our Shamsundar's daughter, she used to preach. She used to go to any elderly person when she was 4 years old. Do you know Krishna? He said. So he said, no, I don't. He's a plain personality. This is preaching. Finish preaching. A child can preach. A child can understand. Do you know God? No, you are a demon. Finish. Where is the difficulty? As soon as you say, I do not know God, you are a demon. First class demon. I am scientist, you are rascal. Now I have studied, I have got my degrees. Maya, Paritaggyana. Rascal, you have studied so long, simply waste of time. Your real knowledge is taken away. Because you do not know God. That is described. We have got very simple test in Krishna consciousness movement. How to distinguish between an intelligent man and a rascal. As soon as we understand that he is not Krishna conscious, he is a rascal. There is no need of tasting. Even though he is MA, PhD, DSc and so on, still we shall call him a rascal. This is an open challenge. It is not secret. How? That the Chanakya Pandit has said, Tajodajjana sangsargam vidyapi alankritasam. He very nicely says that rascal and fools must give up their company. Tajodajjana sangsargam. No, I have got many friends, they are university educated. That they say, Vidyaya alankrito pisan, even they are with degrees of MA, PhD. Tajodajjana sangsargam. Vidyaya alankrito pisan. Even he is educated, so-called educated, he is not educated. Anyone who does not know about God, he is not educated, he is just. This is our conclusion. Not our conclusion, this is Shastra conclusion. So, he has got so many degrees and he is a rascal and he is Dujjana, a bad man. Yes, why? Now, Munina bhusito sarpa kimaso na bhayankara. Suppose a serpent, he has got a gem on his head. Is it not fearful? Very good example. Suppose a snake comes here and it has a jewel on the head. So, will we all safe? No. He's dangerous. So that is going on. So-called educated scientists, degrees, what they are doing? Atom bomb, kill men. This is the scientific discovery. That you can kill a man with a knife, one man or two men. Now we have got scientific discovery, millions of men in a moment. Come on, discover. So why don't you discover something that millions of hospital disease men can be brought into life again? That we cannot do. And killing is going on. What you have discovered? That this is their scientific. Discover something and declare that there is no more death. Here is medicine. Then that is scientific discovery. What is this nonsense? People are dying. And you have discovered something to facilitate death. Is that discovery? Therefore there will be a snake with jewel. They are not gentlemen even. A gentleman thinks that I shall kill so many persons by dropping one atom bomb. I have discovered such a nonsense thing. And they are going on as scientists. So be careful. They are like snakes with jewel on the head. That's it. So they do not know. So here we must know what is dharma and what is adharma. Simply rubber stamp, I am Christian, I am Hindu, I am Muslim, I am this, like this, tilak and mala. No, you must know the science. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommends, Jai Krishna Tattva-vetta, Sai Guru Ho. Any person who knows about Krishna perfectly well, he is Guru. That's all. He is Guru. So we have to learn this science. What is dharma, what is religion, what is religion, what is God. That is human life. Simply talking on nonsense, there is no God and there is no creation. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. The human life is very, very valuable. This is the time. In cats and dogs' life, we cannot invite the cats and dogs in this temple and take this lesson of Bhagavad and Bhagavad Gita. We invite human beings. We invite human beings because there is chance. Thāto Brahma Jigyasa. A human being can understand what is God, what I am, what is my relationship with God. And if we act according to that, our life is successful. Simply denying God and manufacturing atom bomb and killing is that civilization? No. Thank you very much.
The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th Canto, 1st Chapter, Text number 39, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on June 5th, 1976, in Los Angeles.
So, challenge or reply that you are representing Dharmaraj. So, you have come here to take away this person, and we are prohibiting. So you have challenged us. So first of all, explain your position, whether you know what is dharma and what is adharma, who is punishable, under what circumstance one is punished, and one who is punished, where does he go? Actually, all these descriptions are there in the Srimad Bhagavatam, different types of hellish life, what kind of sinful activities are punished by what kind of hellish condition, everything is there. In the 5th canto, Everything is there. There are different planets where Yamaraja is there, how a dead man or the soul is taken there, the path, everything in detail is there. If you say it is mythology, why you should say mythology? You have not seen the whole universe, how it is situated. You are simply imagining from this place. So your imaginology, and we have our mythology. So we have got some evidence, but you have no evidence. At least you have got some support of the books. But what you have got? You are simply imagining. I think, I believe. What is this nonsense? What is your proof? Everyone is saying, I believe. Hundreds and thousands, what is correct? Everyone, at least we have got something correct. We don't say, I believe. This is not our process of knowledge. We, Krishna conscious person, we never say, I believe. No. We immediately quote from the Shastra. Here is the statement. Shruti Praman, according to Vedic civilization, evidence is Shruti, Veda. If you say something and if you give evidence, proof from the Vedic literature, then it is perfect. No such nonsense things, I believe, we believe, perhaps, maybe. No. Such foolish things are not accepted. Then everyone will say something. There are thousands and millions of people, everyone will imagine something and say something, then where is the correct thing? This is not. Good. Veda Pramana. That will be described in the next verse. Veda Pranihita Dharma. Veda Pranihita. What is explained in the Veda, that is Dharma. Now, you cannot manufacture Dharma. If it is mentioned in the Vedas, what is Dharma, what is Adharma, then it is accepted. I have several times explained that you cannot make law in your comfortable home. No. Law is made by the government, and you have to accept. You cannot say that I believe this will be law. Who care for your law? You may believe. You believe at your home. That will not be accepted. The law given by the government, keep to the right, but you must have. You cannot say, I believe, left hand. No, that is not. Similarly, Dharmastra, it will be explained further. So, what is Dharma? Religion. In the dictionary, English dictionary, it is explained a kind of faith. But we do not take in that way. Faith, you have got different faith, I have got different faith. How it will be Dharma? The same example. If you have different faith, that you do not accept this government law, that will not do. You may have faith or no faith, but you have to accept. That is Dharma. That is Dharma. So, they very particularly analyze Dharma. Dharma means, I have given a translation in many places, occupational duty. Everyone is fit for certain occupation. And the duty ascertained for such occupation, that is Dharma. Nature. Or in one word, it can be explained as characteristic. So just like a chemical, it has got some characteristic. In the chemical analytical book, that take soda bicarb, The characteristic, it is taste like this, the color is like this, so many things. The child. So, dharma means characteristic. So, what is the dharma of the living entity? We are all living entities. What is the dharma? What is the characteristic? Common, not that because I am Hindu, my characteristic is different from your characteristic. As living being, our characteristic is the same. Either you are Hindu or Muslim or Christian or white or black, never matter. What is that characteristic? That characteristic to serve. The inferior must serve to the superior. That's all. This is characteristic. Find out all over the world, all over the universe, this service, that is explained by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Jiver Swarupay Nitya Krishna Das. That is his real characteristic. He is eternal servant of God or Krishna. This is character. So, if you don't serve God, then you have to serve dog. But you have to serve. You see practically. So many godless persons, they have no family, no affection, no position, no home, nothing, but still he keeps a dog to serve. This is the character. Because he has nothing to serve. He has no wife, no children, no nothing. So he must have somebody, keep a dog. Let's see practically. He cannot avoid service. That is your characteristic. If you don't serve God, then you have to serve dog. Now make your choice. Whether you shall spoil your life by serving dog and become next life a dog, and by serving God, you next life will become a God. Make your choice. This is Krishna consciousness. If you want to become a dog next life, that is must. Jangjagamapi smaranam bhavang tajatnanti kalevaram. At the time of death, if you are affectionate to the dog, naturally you think of dog. And your soul will be transferred in the womb of a dog. This is natural way. And similarly, if you practice to love God in this life, at the time of death, naturally you will think of God, then next life. Taktade hang punarjanmanaiti mameti. It is explained in the Taktade hang. Everyone has to give up this body, but if at the time of quitting this body you think of Krishna, immediately you go back to home, back to Godhead, Krishna. This is opportunity. If you ask, of course, anyone who is desirous of going back to home, back to Godhead, he knows everything about Krishna, otherwise why he should be eager. So, Krishna is always joyful. Krishna is always joyful. That just like see before you. Krishna is joyfully accepting to be bound up by his mouth. He is Supreme Lord. Nobody can chastise him. But he is taking pleasure how my mother chastises me. This is also another pleasure. Just like a very rich man, he always eats very nice food stuff. So sometimes he wants, can you give me little puffed rice? A puffed rice is not very valuable food, but he likes. This is change of variety of enjoyment. So everyone worships God, my Lord, my Lord, my Lord. So, therefore God sometimes wants that who will chastise me. He selects one of his devotees, first class devotee. You become my father, you become my mother, and you chastise me. This is God's pleasure. Anandamaya Vyasa. Then that is God. Ananda, that is Ananda. Here Mother Jashoda is going to bind Krishna. It is not his displeasure, he is not unhappy. He is feeling happy. That is Krishna. So in this way, we have to understand Krishna thoroughly. And if you simply understand thoroughly Krishna, you are liberated. You are liberated. Janma karman chame dibbam jujanati tattva. One may question that they may neglect that if Krishna is God, why Mother Jashoda is binding him? But he does not know that is a pleasure. That is a pleasure. There are many instances. I'll cite one instance that there was a big Prime Minister in England, Gladstone. Perhaps you have heard the name. Queen Victoria's Prime Minister. Somebody came to see him and the servant informed him that the Prime Minister is a little busy, you wait. So he was waiting, 1 hour passed and still no message. Then he opened the door, he wanted to see what the Prime Minister is doing. He saw the Prime Minister has become a horse and his grandchildren driving him. That is enjoyment. He is the Prime Minister, but he has become a horse of his grandchild. And this is the position. There are different types of when there is battlefield. Krishna said that I will not fight, Arjuna, although I shall be on your side, but don't expect that I shall fight, because it is between your brothers, both of you are my relatives, I will not fight. So Arjuna accepted, yes, you don't fight. So any way you like, you can help me. So he said, all right, I shall become your chariot. I shall drive your chariot. So that's all right, whatever you like. This was the agreement. So, Duryodhana complained to Bhishma that the Arjuna is your pet grandchild. You are not fighting wholeheartedly. So he began to criticize him. He was also grandchild. So Bhishma saw that Duryodhana is thinking that I am inclined to Arjuna, I am not fighting properly. So he said, all right, tomorrow I shall finish Arjuna. Tomorrow I shall fight in such a way, either Arjuna has to die or his friend who has promised not to fight, he has to fight. Otherwise there is no escape of Arjuna. So Arjuna and Duryodhana became very satisfied, and Bhishma was a great hero. He was not ordinary hero. So he fought in such a way that Arjuna's chariot became broken and he became fainted and so on, so on. Then Krishna saw that my friend is going to die. So he became very angry and he was coming with the chariot wheel to kill Bhishmadev, and Bhishmadev was piercing his body with arrows like anything. So Krishna was feeling very satisfaction, because Bhishma is also great devotee. So when Krishna came before Bhishma there, now I shall kill you. You are doing too much. So he immediately left. But that was my promise, that either you have to fight or your friend will be killed. So these are the transactions between devotee and God. Generally people cannot understand. But if one understands, he becomes devotee. If somewhere or other, it's not very difficult, simply we have to associate with devotees and discuss this literature. Then we will understand Krishna very easily. And Krishna is explaining in the Bhagavad Gita about himself. In the 7th chapter, Krishna says, Maya Sakta Mana Prartha Jugam Junjana Madasraya Asamsayam Samagram Ma Jathagasya Tachinu. Krishna is offering that Samagram, someone in fullness, completely, as you can understand me, I am speaking to you. Asamsayam, without any doubt. Doubt, that may be, because God is great, we are very small. How we can understand God? There is always some doubt, whether it is personal, impersonal, all-pervading. There are so many different conceptions of God. But therefore God himself says, asamsayam, without any doubt, and samagram, completely. Asamsayam samagram mam jathagasya tatsino. They just like to study a subject matter. It takes some time, takes little endeavor to associate with person who knows the thing rightly. In this way we can understand God also. Just like we understand so many science, so many arts by patience, then that is Rupa Goswami's advice. Nischayat dhaijya. Nischayat dhaijya. Dhaijya means patience. You have to learn patiently. Nischayat dhaijya. Tatpat karma pravartana. Sato vitte sadhu sange sarabhi bhakti prasidhyati. So, if we follow the instruction, tat karma pravartana, as it is prescribed in the Shastras, as it is instructed by the spiritual master, we have to learn everything through the spiritual master. You cannot understand directly, that is not possible. Just like if you purchase one medical book and read at home, you cannot become doctor. Medical. You have to go through the medical college and professor. Similarly, the Shastra says, Tad vijnanatham sa gurumeva avijachet. If you want to learn that transcendental science, you must go through the bona fide guru. And Krishna also says, this is Vedic injunction, Krishna also says in the Bhagavad Gita, Tad vidhi panipatena pariprasnena sevaya upadakshanti tad jnanam jnanina tattad darshana. One has to approach a person who has seen God. Tattad darshana. How God can be seen? Tattad darshana, one who knows the truth. Truth means how to see. Pasyanti jnana chakshusa. By the eyes of knowledge. Pasyanti jnana chakshusa. Shastra chakshusa. Not that if somebody challenges that, have you seen God? Yes, I have seen. How? Through Shastra. Through Shastra. The God reveals. You cannot see. In God comes before you. Just like Krishna was, here is God. before you, but you cannot understand. Unless we are advanced in Krishna consciousness, we think, what is this? A statue, a stone, and he is God. Yes, he is God. Otherwise, why we are spending so much money, wasting time? No, here is God. But how you can see God? Premanjana charita bhakti vilochana. You have to make the eyes to see God. Otherwise God is everywhere. Thank you.
The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th Canto, 1st Chapter, Text number 40, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on June 6, 1976, in Los Angeles.
So, here is explanation by the Jamadutas. The Jamadutas were not very advanced. So far their position was there. They are very odd looking and not to be supposed very civilized, uneducated. But how they are explaining about dharma. Because the challenge was that if you are servants of Dharmaraj, then explain what is dharma. It doesn't matter whether a man is civilized or uncivilized, or good looking or bad looking, but if he has got proper guide, then he can speak the right thing. This is it. Yamaraja Uchu, they are not manufacturing anything. They are saying, iti sushuma. Iti sushuma. We have heard it from our master. This is knowledge. They are not expected to manufacture something speculative. They are neither educated, not very civilized, nothing of this sort, but they are talking of the source of religion. How? Now they have heard it from the authority, Yamaraja. Yamaraja is authority. In the Shastra it is said that Tarka apratishya sutayu vivinya naso manijya samatam na bhinnam dharmasya tattam nihitam guhayam mahajana jinagata sapantha. The dharma, the path of religiosity, is very confidential. Dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhayam. Then how I shall accept what is dharma, what is religion? Now mahajana jinagata sapantha. You just follow the footsteps of authorized person. Then you understand what is that. You cannot manufacture. So here is the same system, the Vedic system is the same. Either you hear from the direct Vedas or scriptures following the Vedas. So here the Jamaduta says that dharma means what is spoken or directed in the Vedas. Veda. And what is Veda? Veda Narayana Saksha. Veda means God Himself. Just now we can understand very easily. Just like the king and the king's law. What king has said that this should be done like this. Keep to the right. King or government, whatever it may be, authority. So that is Veda. What is, just like law means what the government says. You cannot manufacture law. Similarly, Veda Narayana, what Narayana says, that is Veda. There is no other authority. And one who follows the Narayana, he is also authority. Shankaracharya says, Narayana para abhaktyat. Narayana is transcendental. He is not anybody of this material world. Narayana para abhaktyat. Abhaktyat annasambhava. Abhakta, the cosmic manifestation, this is called bhakta. And when it is not manifested, it is called abhakta. Just like a house is manifestation of the 5 elements, earth, water, air, fire. So, earth, water is there already, but that is not manifested as a house. But the same combination, it becomes a house, big skyscraper building. This is the difference between bhakta and abhakta. Abhakta means the whole material energy, when it is not manifested, that is called abhakta. And when it is manifested, it is called bhakta. Narayana para abhakta, that means Narayana is not of this material world. God is nothing of this material world. He is transcendental. Para. Narayana para abhakta. Para means superior, transcendental. So Veda, here it is said that Veda Narayana Sakshat. But Narayana is nothing of this material world. Similarly, Veda is nothing of this material world. Veda Narayana Sakshat. So you cannot, therefore Vedic authority is so evidential, because it is not manufactured by any material person. It is Narayana or God. God created this world. So God was existing before this creation. And Veda means before the creation, the laws and the words which were existing, that is Veda. Somebody argue that this is written by some scholar or some learned person. No. Veda is not like that. Veda is coming directly from Narayana. And Narayana means God. God was existing before the creation. Because God created. Therefore God existed before the creation. So whatever we get out of this created world, that is not Veda. If some person, great philosopher of this material world, he thinks, he says, I believe, and he writes something, that is nonsense. That is not Veda. Because he is a created being. And as created being, he has got 4 defects. The most important defect is that his senses are imperfect. Therefore, by sense perception, by so-called mental speculation, whatever he creates, that is defective. That is not perfect knowledge. Perfect knowledge is there, Veda, because Vedas existed before the creation. And whatever there is within the creation, they are imperfect. Therefore it is clearly said, the Veda Narayana Saksha. As Narayana is beyond this creative manifested, cosmic manifestation. Similarly, Vedas also are like that. Don't think it is written by, it is called therefore Apurusha. Apurusha meaning it is not written by any mundane creature. Brahma, he is the supreme teacher within. No, it is said that he has not created. Tene Brahma Rida Adikavaya. He was instructed the Vedic lessons by Narayana or Krishna. He did not manufacture it. So Vedas means coming from directly Narayana, not that Brahma has created. Brahma has Vedas in his hand, but he has received it from Narayana. That is the information we get. And the Brahma instructed his sons, and then they got the knowledge. The sons instructed to the grandsons, in this way Vedic knowledge is coming. Therefore it is called parampara, disciplic succession. We don't manufacture. We receive the knowledge, the perfect knowledge, by disciplic succession beginning from Narayana. So, whatever knowledge we are getting from the Shastra in Krishna consciousness movement, it is not manufactured by man. It is not man-made knowledge. The knowledge was received through knowledge was imparted or instructed by Narayana or Krishna. Brahma received it, and from Brahma Narada received it, from Narada Vasudeva received it, and Vasudeva is writing this Srimad Bhagavatam. Lokasya janata vidyana chakre sattata sanghita anartha upasamam sakshat bhakti yogam madhukhaje. Great learned sages, saintly person, they are always thinking how the people will be happy. Vaishnava paradukha dukhi, he is always unhappy for unhappiness of the people in general, public. That is Vaishnava. Paradukha dukhi. Just like in the Western country, Lord Jesus Christ, he was unhappy for others. So that is the business of devotee, God's son or God's devotee. That is the duty that people are suffering on account of proper knowledge and the most grievous ignorance is without any knowledge of God. That is the most dangerous ignorance. Because human life is meant for understanding God, athata brahma jigyasa. But they do not care to understand God. They are animal life. Where is food, where is sex, where is apartment, and where is defense for, this is going on. Therefore, the challenge was, they now explain what is dharma. So they are explaining. Mind that, they are not educated themselves, but their education is by hearing from the authority. Iti sushu. This is real education. Therefore, Vedas, another name is Shruti. Shruti means the knowledge which you receive by hearing, not by your so-called eyes or tongue. No. With tongue you can chant what you hear. Therefore, our beginning of knowledge is Savadam Kirtanam. Samanam Kirtanam Vishnu. Not that go to some technical college and learn it. This is also technical, transcendental technical, and the technique is first of all here. This is technique. Not take a hammer and understand. This is hearing. This technology begins by hearing. Just like you have come here kindly and hearing. This is the technology, beginning of transcendental knowledge or spiritual knowledge. So, here also this, Jamaduta said, we have heard it from the authority. That is perfect. Go to the authority and hear from him the real knowledge, then you become perfectly knowledge. Actually, we imitate, we also go to school, college, hear from the professor, teachers. That is the process anywhere, either transcendental or material knowledge. The hearing is most important thing. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has recommended this hearing, very important in transcendental knowledge especially. Sane sthita sudigatang tanuang manobhi. If you want to know God, that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's recommendation. He is recommending from the Shastra. He doesn't recommend anything. I think, I believe, perhaps, no. Not this nonsense. You are asking what is the value of your belief. No. Hey, it is this. Here is the knowledge. It is Sushuma. We have heard it from our parents. This is knowledge. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was talking with Ramananda Raya, how to cultivate spiritual knowledge, how to know the ultimate goal of life, sadha sadhan, what is the aim of life and what is the process to approach the aim of life. This was the talk between Ramananda Raya and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, Ramananda Raya began with Varnashrama, the institution of 4 orders of social and 4 orders of spiritual life. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Yoho Bhajya, it is not very important nowadays. Yoho Bhajya, age kaho. If you know something more, better than this, karma tyag, sannyas, so many step by step, he said, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu denied. Yes, it is right, but it is not very important. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Ramananda said, quoting from the Vedas, Jnane prayasam madupasa namantaiva sanmukharitanga bhavadiyo vartam sutigatanga tunomi prayasa adhitopi dhitapasi taistilapyam. If you want to know who is God, what is God, then give up your this speculative endeavor. Jnane prayasam. Prayas means endeavor. Maybe like this, perhaps like this. No, give up this habit. Jnane prayasam udapas. Give up this bad habit. Then how? Jnane prayasam udapas. Namantaiva. Just become humble and meek. Don't declare yourself a great philosopher, a great learned scholar. No, that is not the process. I am a learned scholar, I can discover God, I can manufacture God. No, give up this bad habit. Jnane prayasam udapas. Be humble. If you want to know God, then be humble. In the Bible also it is said, God is for the meek and the humble, not for the impudent. So, Jnana Prasamudapasana mantra, then what will you, yes, I become humble, then what is my next duty? Sarvamakharitanga bhavudiyavata. You just try to hear from the saintly person, devotee. Sarvamakharitanga bhavudiyavata. Then what will be result? Then, Thane sthita sutigotanga tanuvagamanovi. This hearing, becoming humble and meek, and if we hear from the devotee, who is actually self-realized, one who has seen God through the Shastra, if you hear from him, and never mind what you are, you may be a Brahmana, you may be Kshatriya, you may be Shudra, you may be sannyasi, you may be so on, you may be American, you may be Indian, you may whatever you may be, that doesn't matter. Remain in your place. Thane sthita. Simply hear. Sutigatang tanuvang. Then one day, what will be the result? That God is unconquerable. Nobody can conquer. He will be conquered. Simply by hearing. He will be on. This is the process. That is what he says, Susuma. Humble and meek and hear. Then he will understand. Then he will understand what is religion. Then he will understand everything. Not only religion of God, but everything. Jasmini vigyate sarvamedam vigyatam bhavanti. If you simply know God or Krishna, then everything is here. Just like we are sometimes challenging big philosophers, big scientists, big psychologists and so on and so on. What is the stand? Because we have learned something about Krishna. That's it. This is the basic injunction. Jasmin vigyate sarvamedam vigyatam bhavanti. If you have learned what is God, what is Krishna, then you learn everything. This is knowledge. Thank you very much.